Hello, hello. It's Wednesday, and we're calling it Wing It Wednesday. We are doing the HeroArts color layering stencil, stamp, and die sets. So, I can tell you that we do not have samples made. Sam did use the stencils to create something, so she's going to find paper, and then we're going to just wing it from here. So, just letting you know, if it is a little crazy, that's what it is. So, thank you for popping on with us. I know we're a few minutes late, but you know, life is crazy for us right now. I can tell you that my stepfather is doing a little better. We are cautiously optimistic that he'll get to come home this week. He really scared us all. Massive heart attack. So, anyways, so yeah, for a little out of it for the next couple of days. We're still dealing with a lot of family and things. So, just thanks for joining us, and we are gonna play with the HeroArts color layering stencil, and it has a stamp. I guess I should put it on here because you can't really see it. Stamp and die set, and the die does just cut out the pumpkins, but it does have some great words for creating your cards. Why in the world does this? Because I'm using my Misty Mat. So it says, thankful for you, thank you, happy, and then you can mix it with the Thanksgiving and the Halloween. So, all right, I am going to go ahead and start ink blending. This is very, I'll bring it up here so you can see it. Their stencil is very thin here. And so a little tip I have is to add a repositional glue dot behind this stem area so that it holds it down in place, so that when you're ink blending, it doesn't like crinkle or break off for you. Okay, so Sam has joined me in the room here. Hello, hello. So I'm going to start out with a light orangey color called Tiki Torch from Catherine Pooler. Get some ink on my brush and start just swirling it on. And there again, I did not add a glue dot behind there, and I really, really should. Because I'm a heavy-handed stenciler. So. Anyways, I'm starting with my light color, and then I'm going to work to darker colors, and I am going to add a little extra little layer around the edges just to make sure that my pumpkins look kind of rounded, you know, giving that little extra shading. So Sam is in here to help watch comments, so if you do have any comments or questions, please feel free to ask. We are in Expo Overload, I think is what I want to call it right now. The Expo is next weekend, and we are packing up and making sure we have enough stock and all of that fun. So, see how all those final details. I think I need to submit coupons too. If we're doing any coupons for the show, I need to do that. All right, and then this is a second layer, and it's really just a little shading, and I just want to make sure it's aligned. Looks like that maybe Joni did because she was making a card. I want gold glitter paper. I want gold foil paper. Oh, well, you know. All right. So I am using my Misty sticky grid mats to help hold my stencils in place. I know that we shared that a couple weeks ago when we got them in, and I have it in my, it comes 3 in a package, and I have one already in, I have one in my MISTI, and then I have one that I'm using for stenciling. So it really does help hold the stencil on and my paper all together, and so that's one reason why I really enjoy it. If you have Sizzix Sticky Grid, you could do the same thing. Their pieces are just a little more it's disposable, a little more disposable than this, because it is paper with sticky. All right, and I feel like I'm not dark, but you know what? It's really hard when you stencil. So I'm going to lift up. Oh yeah, it's dark enough. Look at how pretty that is. So we could leave it just like this, and it could be, well, after I do the leaves, it could be fall pumpkins. But I'm going to go ahead and do the leaves, and I'm going to make this one into more of a Halloween and use the final stencil for that too. So, and I'm just lining this up here. It's always nice when they line up so nicely. They do have, HeroArts does do it, so that it has like little dots in the corners that if you were using a bigger piece of paper, you could make sure and mark those dots. But I am just using regular card size front, so. What's your favorite die? Sam's like, so we just got in an order from Frantic Stamper, and we haven't ordered in a little while because they haven't had a new release that for a little bit. Their designer had to was on overload, I think is what she said, and so she took a step back, and they aren't creating as much, which I can understand because sometimes it gets a little crazy when you have a release due every month. But we had some other dies that we needed that were out of stock with us, some Arizona-ish dies. So we went ahead and ordered some new things, and ooh, that's cute just by itself.
Oh my goodness, that's so
Isn't
cute.
it so cute? This one, but this one adds all those little extra details, and I think this when we first got this one in, and this was one of Shopbox, so we did have this one as an early release from them, and we sold out of this one right away. So I am just giving, it looks good. Just making sure that I'm not going to mess it up on my last layer here. Oh, Kit Kat's coming up to say hello. There it is. And if you're using larger paper and you are marking those dots, it's probably a little bit faster for inking or lining them up, but I didn't want to waste paper, and I'd already stamped the image, so it was one of those, you're like, well, we're just going to go with it. And sometimes that's what you have to do as a crafter, just go with it. So and alrighty. Oh, look at how it looks like it was pre-printed. It's so beautiful. Okay. Then my final layer. Kit Kat, find a place.
Did you happen to bring, they can't hear me. Did you happen to bring
Sam is talking to me.
The photo play dies that I sent home with you back?
No. I did not. All right, and
Mom.
sorry, but I'm like trying to work here. All right, and now we're gonna add a. All right, I'm gonna add. Oh, I know this fits in here because I tried it beforehand. Oh, it helps if I turn it the right way. I know, it's a story of my life. All right, so they've left those like open areas for the eyes, and there's like right up there. Okay, I think I got it, and I'll bring it up so you can see a little closer. So see how that just kind of lays on there perfectly. Okay, so now I am taking blackjack. So it's Catherine Pooler's. It's not her black, it's more of a, I call it a dark gray, almost black. So I'm just going to go ahead and do those little bats and those little, I'm going to lightly do the spider webs, and then I'm going to go in darker for the eyes. I might actually have to switch to maybe black soot to get it darker. I feel like this might be a little too gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit too much orange through there. I guess that wouldn't be so bad because they look like they're glowing, but I think I'm going to go with black soot on top of it just to give it a little extra. And to share that, you know, you can use any of your dye-based ink pads, oxides for ink blending. I would use separate brushes if you're using your oxides with your dye-based for ink blending versus using your dye-based. So I'd have two sets of brushes for that because the oxides do take a little bit more to clean up, I feel. So I don't see any questions. Have you seen any questions, Sam? We just got to watch. Oh, look how flipping cute that is.
General.
All right. Look at how flipping cute this is. So I'm just going to trim it out, and because the dye, well, Sam is almost finished with hers. The dye literally just cuts out the pumpkins. So then I would lose all of my little extra details there.
Unless you stencil your details.
I could stencil them afterward on my paper, and then I could. But anyways, so there is how fun that is.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, this, I love it looks like it's hand colored or watercolored almost. So I really, you know, I like the way it ink blended. All right, so Sam, are you ready at Kit Kat?
Not ready.
Sam is not ready, but Kit Kat is sticking to the mat. All right. So then I have, go. You don't need to chew on that.
It's purple.
Okay. Say hi. All right, so this time I'm going to do it in purple. Should I do the purple without the stencil, or with just the stencil, or with the stamp?
With the stamp.
All right, I stamped it. Where did I put it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I am.
Oh, how nice of you to lay with me, Kit Kat. Right on my project.
Can they hear you, Sam?
Nope.
All right. Sam is talking to Kit Kat because she laid right on her project. And I, for the life of me, I guess I'm just going to clean my stencils first because I'm going to have to do that before I, and hope that in the chaos of this, I see where I laid my stamped image. Oh, Sam found it.
I don't know why it's over here.
All right. 1, 2. Oh, I need to do the green.
You brought up frantic, but you never finished that conversation.
I never did. Okay. So why don't you have a mic on so they can hear you?
Because I don't know.
All right. Because you know your dad puts this on YouTube and he gets upset if we're not.
All right. Here's my mic.
All right. So as you can see, there is. Why are you looking up?
Because she's Kit Kat.
All right. Dry my stencils for a sec.
You have green on that one still.
And it's
heavy-handed with your green, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it's stuck to them. So I have a little glue dot back on the back side there, and I'm going to probably add another one here. All right, I'm going to put this. So, all right, so I'm putting it back on my little.
Did you mention it's Wing It Wednesday?
I did. I did mention it was Wing It Wednesday because
You're not prepared to live at all?
Not prepared at all. My head was almost prepared, but I really was going to not do it.
Ready to cancel on you guys.
I was ready to cancel, and Sam's like, "No, just do it." So here I am, and all right, I am adding a glue dot. This is just a little one. I kind of roll it up a little bit, and I'm just adding it on the back side of that detail area. Of course, you want to make sure it doesn't go over the edge.
Don't eat my...
And then you want to touch it a few times so it's not so sticky that it rips your paper when you're pulling off your stencil.
Don't eat my die cut.
I know Kit Kat has been trying to eat all of the die cuts. All right. That's down. All right, she wants me to do a purple pumpkin.
I love purple.
For some reason, it's the color. I did a purple pumpkin for World Card Making Day.
Kit Kat on your shoulder.
Is on my shoulder. So yeah, for those of you that are local, want to come in for World Card Making Day, which is October 1st, we'll have kind of like what we used to call Make and Take Mania. Extravaganza, that's right. Make and Take Extravaganza.
Actually, I think we have both versions.
We are, Kit Kat keeps going up and over my shoulder. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going in and adding my extra little purple around my edges to give that extra little detail. And then I'm going to go back in my next layer. Oh my gosh, Kat. She's dropping ink pads. And
being a cat.
This layer here. And just making sure that I am lined up. So there we go. We used lilac, and then we're going to use royal treatment, which is the darker purple, and this one is dark, so I am going to hopefully not over ink, because you know the darker the ink, the wetter it stays, it seems.
because we don't use them as frequently.
Probably. So, ooh. Hopefully I didn't screw that up too much.
Do we have regular foam dots or just the things?
That's a really good question, Sam. All right. Ready for the reveal?
That you don't have the answer to?
Nope. Ooh. Look at how pretty that is. Who knew purple pumpkins was a thing? Only in our world. Now we're going to add this out of my way. I'm going to add the green. And I am doing, these purples are from the Spa collection. So I am, what is she doing?
She was balancing on the Misty because it's not on a flat surface. She had one foot on one corner and the other foot on the other corner. It was balancing.
Oh, Kit Kat. All right. Boom. There's that. And is this alcohol?
Yes.
Do you have a microfiber cloth around here? Kit Kat.
Not easy to get to.
All right. I got it.
I
Because
might have
I'm
knocked
using
down
a
the
lighter
process.
green than what I just used, I am cleaning my brush just a little bit. So I'm going to use winter green, which is one of their newer colors, as my light. And it's kind of almost a dusty green. It's really pretty. I probably have plenty of ink on my brush. I just keep going back. There we go. All right. So pretty. Let's close this one up and ooh, pretty, pretty. And then we're going to go in with seafoam. And Sam has finished a card so that when I finish this, we can show you that frantic Stampers.
My new favorite die.
Sam's new favorite die.
You will need adhesive paper with it though.
Oh.
The hard way.
Putting adhesive paper behind. Yeah, I can see that. All right, here is then the seafoam. It is just a hair darker. Sure. Then wintergreen. So, are those color charts on Catherine Pooler's site or is it on her blog?
You can download them from our website. I think she just emails them to you. So when you sign up for her email list.
Okay. So Catherine Pooler does have color wheels so that you can see what colors in her, like this is in the Spa family, and what colors coordinate, because she has a couple like shades of purples, a couple of shades of greens in all of her different families. All right, Kit Kat, you need to move. Look at how pretty that is.
Are you going to do that one fall or Halloween?
I was going to do it fall. Why? You want purple? You want Halloween? You want to die cut it?
And I want to die cut it, but because I don't want the faces on the pumpkins. I just want the spider webs in the background.
Okay. Do you want me? You're going to die cut it first? Or are we just going to add it?
Yes.
Okay.
Die cut it first because I think I want to stencil onto a pattern.
All right. Hurry up because,
Hurry up.
Yeah, hurry up. They don't want to just see dead air.
We'll keep talking.
I don't have
Show
a lot
the
to
card
talk
I made.
a lot to talk about other than, okay, so this is the card Sam made. Look at how pretty this is. So this is that new die. Let me grab it by itself here. she cut it out of glitter paint, gold glitter. And she does say recommend doing it with the adhesive sheet on the back so that it makes it into a sticker.
Well, you
Because
can use sticky sticks, I guess.
it is very detailed and fine. Look at how fine that is. It's so pretty. So then, and it does just that corner up there. It's so pretty. And then we did this one in Aquatini and Uptown. And we used, what's the light one? Sandcastle and Macchiato for the brown leaves and for the Thankful for You. Isn't that so pretty? It's an unusual color combination, but it's so pretty. So this one will go out on the floor. Sam is cutting some paper. So I'm going to stencil the bats and the spider webs, and you're going to die cut the...
I am. As soon as I find the die cut.
Well, did you... Oh. There it is.
Oh, your side of the table.
I don't know why, because I haven't die cut a thing yet. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place this down. I feel like it's not straight. And I'm going to center where it's okay. It's all good. I can see where the pumpkins are and stuff. And then we'll just have to. All right, so I'm not going to do any of the faces in here or the spider. I'm going to do the spider because it's hanging from one of the green. And I'm going to do it in blackjack. And I use this one. So I'm just going to go in and do my bats. And I'm going to make sure that I don't get my pumpkin face. And the same with this one down here. Just the spider webs. So Sam has cut out the there we go. So I didn't get any of my faces. I just did the outside edges. So we have the spider web and the bats on, and we have it on like a kind of a vintagey, spooky kind of looking music paper. This one is from Bo Bunny. And then we can take our pumpkins and I think, do we want to pop them up just a little bit or just put them down? I think I'll pop them up. All right. So I'm going to just add some of, these are thin foam squares, so they're not like super thick. But it will definitely give it a little bit of a raise. And remember when you're using your adhesive foams not to be too stingy, because if you don't put one in the middle, it's going to bow or dip down. And you certainly, if you're mailing your cards, don't want your recipient to receive a card that doesn't look as beautiful as when you made it.
Which one you use for gray?
I used that one. Sam is getting me a card base ready, and she's inking around the edge with that.
Gotta make it look a little spooky.
And so I am there. And can I have the brush? Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to go lightly around my edges here to kind of give them that same little spook. And it's really, really light, but it just kind of, when you lay it down on the other piece of paper, it will kind of blend in a little bit. Alrighty. All right, so see how we're doing here? Look at how cute that is. Do we want to trim this a little bit smaller around the edges? Seriously? I think we do.
All right.
Because we don't have
baby trimmer.
I have no idea where the baby trimmer is. I just feel like it's, so this is an 1/8 of an, I'm going to go with 5 and, yeah, just a little bit, an 1/8 of an inch off. So it's 5 1/4 by, which side? This side. By 4. All right, so that's 4 1/8. Sorry, it just did not, it bothered me. Sorry. Sorry. All right, because that way then when I lay it down, yeah, now I have a much better border. Okay, and glue. So she did a lot more ink blending on the card base than she really needed to. You could just go around the edges, but you know,
I just took the brush and
wasn't real sure what size this paper was, I guess. Would be our, and boom. Voila! And then you could, you know, do a little banner with the Happy Halloween on it. So do, and where's my other pumpkins? And do. So there you go. So it is, the stamp and die come together, and the stencil is sold separately, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
this one you just use the stencil.
These we just use the stencil.
This
one we use the stamp and stencils, and this is the same, stamp and stencils.
But this
is
was
die cut
with the face, without the face.
Without the face. There we go. One group of products, 3 ways, and certainly could you do a lot more with it. But that's what we got for you for Wing It Wednesday. These samples will go out in Chris's corner, and there we go. And their packaging, remember, Frantic Stampers packaging is not the best, but they did do just a card, so you can actually see the size of the die now. So, all right. So thank you all for joining us today, hanging out with us as we worked our way through Wing It Wednesday. All right. Anything before we go? All right. Thank you all for hanging out, and we will see you on Sunday for Sunday Fun Day. We do have new products arriving every day, and I think that's good. We will do Wednesday next week too, because we're packing for Expo, but we're still in the store, so it may be another Wing It Wednesday, but we will share something with you next week. I really like this purple one. I like that music background. The more I look at it, I'm like, I really like that.
Good background.
Yeah, that was a good background, because it's not typical. It's not Halloween paper. It's actually got blue birds, almost like duck-looking birds on the back of it. So, all right, thank you all. We'll see you on Sunday.